So today we're going to make another batch of homemade laundry detergent or soap with just this stuff you see here. We have borax, which will add half a cup of borax, and the Arm & Hammer super washing soda, and we'll add 1 cup of that. And we also have just ivory soap, just some cheap ivory. We use 1 bar of soap for this. I sometimes use 1.5. I don't really know how much of a difference it really makes, but this homemade soap works pretty good. So what we're going to do to start off is we're going to go ahead and take the 5-gallon bucket, and I fill it probably about 2/3 to 3/4 full of warm water. We'll go ahead and do that, and then we'll add the 1 cup of washing soda and the half cup of borax to that. Stir it up, and then we're going to take the ivory soap and we're going to go ahead and shred it up on just whatever cheese grater you have. I'm using these small holes, and the only reason why we're really shredding it up is so it will melt down better in the pot. So I'll go ahead and get the water going here, and we'll get started. So we'll go ahead and get some water going. Get that filled up 2/3 to 3/4 full of water, and move on to the next step. Go ahead and get shredding. So we don't have any more left. Just watch your knuckles, because it will cut you. Doesn't have to be perfect. See the pile we've already got going here? Kind of looks like cheese. This is just a cheap grater. Probably a few bucks. I don't remember. I just grabbed something, one of the cheapest things they had up there. My wife didn't want me using her cheese grater. It wouldn't have hurt anything. It's soap. It washed off. I mean, that's what you use to wash your stuff with, is soap. So, not a big deal. Like I said, watch your fingers, especially when you get towards the end here. I have to start slowing down. And it doesn't really matter if you don't get the whole thing. Just throw the little chunk down. But here's our pile we got here. And we'll go ahead and stick this pile in our pot. So I don't know if you can see that there, because it's kind of white on white, but there's all the soap kind of grated up pretty good. And we're going to go ahead and just stick this inside of our pot here. Then we'll put some water in here, and we'll get to melting it up. Just have to remember to keep stirring as you're melting this down. So I just covered the soap with water, just enough to cover it, and we're going to go ahead and stick it on and melt it down here. Now, you may want to ask your wife if it's okay to use their stuff. This may get upset, I don't know. But we'll let that heat up a little bit, and we'll start stirring it. So we're not really looking to necessarily boil this. We're just really trying to get these chunks to disappear and melt down. So you just want to kind of stir it every once in a while until it's just a complete liquid. You don't want to stir it vigorously, because it will suds up. You can already see there's some suds, possibly. I don't know if you can see that, but it's already setting up some. So we'll just continue to stir this, and then we'll get on to measuring up the powders and get those stirred in. So like I said, we got a half a cup of borax we're going to do here. And I'm just going to stick it in this container just so I can put the two powders together. So we did a half a cup of borax, and now we're going to do 1 cup of washing soda. Half a cup. And 1 cup. Don't have to be real exact or real precise, at least from what I've done. And, I want to continue to remember to go ahead and stir your soap as you're doing this. So all I've got here is just a paint mixer paddle. You can use a spoon or whatever you want onto a corded drill. And I'm going to use this to mix it up. Just makes it a little bit easier if you have it. And we're going to go ahead and take and add the powder to it. I just got the two different ingredients mixed together, and we can just go ahead and pour that in. And go ahead and mix that up good. And this is why we want to use the warm water at first. This will help break down the powders, get them to mix more evenly. And now we can go ahead and just add the soap that we've had on the stove that we broke down. And mix that in too. Trying to be careful not to mix it too fast and create a bunch of aeration in the water, because that'll just create suds, and we're really not looking for that. So that's it, guys. We got it stirred up. It's really not much to it. It doesn't take very much time, and you get a lot out of it. I can't even tell you what this breaks down to in cost for laundry soap. And I just use this Gamma steel lid. I just think it's kind of convenient and handy. After you got that all stirred up, you can go ahead and put your lid on. And that's why the Gamma steel lid's real nice, because you can just do that. But you don't want to make it tight. You just want to leave it loose until all the heat is escaped from the container. And you want it to sit like this for about 24 hours before you use it. And then it'll gel up. And I'll show you that tomorrow as soon as it cools off and gels up. And when you want to use it, all you're going to have to do then is just mix it up right before you use it. I'll show you that here later. We put it in some of the old laundry detergent containers that we have. Makes it real easy. This batch here is actually designed to use 50% of this batch with 50% water. So you're actually getting about 10 gallons of laundry detergent for, I don't even know what the cost is. I could try to calculate it up. It's somewhere around $2, or I don't even know. But anyway, we'll go ahead and let this sit up, and then once it cools off and gels up, then we can start sticking it into the containers. I'll show you that. So it's morning now, and I'm going to show you what I do next to fill up these 2 jugs here. And I just kept some old jugs right before I decided to make laundry soap, and just save them. It kind of works out good because they have a nice pour spout on them, and we use the old cup from this set, but we just fill ours 3/4 full on our cups. So I don't know if you can see this here, but you can see it's still moving. This is a gelatin-like substance now. You can see, possibly. And there's a little bit of water around the edges and whatnot. But we're going to go ahead and mix this up now because it's all congealed. It might be a little hard to put into your containers this way, but hopefully you can see that. We're going to go ahead and get the mixer on, go ahead and mix this up, and then we'll start filling the containers. Here we go. Okay, you don't want to mix in too much air, which basically means just don't pull the beater all the way to the top because the air will pull into it and you're going to create a suds bath. Basically, it's just going to foam all up, and not really trying to do that right now. Want that to happen inside the wash machine. So I'm going to go ahead and get a funnel and a ladle here and get one of my kids' chairs and sit on it here and go ahead and fill it up. So what I use is just a pretty good sized funnel like this one here, and kind of sneak the wife's ladle to go ahead and dip this stuff out here. But go ahead and open this up. You don't want to fill these all the way to the top, because every time you go to use it, you want to go ahead and shake the container and kind of mix it up a little bit. So if you get the funnel right up next to it here, this is not a big deal. The stuff will look a little, I don't want to say the word chunky because it's not really chunky, but it does have I don't know, slight chunkiness to it. Might not make sense, but you'll see if you make it. It should look pretty cloudy. And it smells pretty good the way it is right now with that ivory soap. I don't know, I just kind of like the smell of it. You can add essential oils to this, mix it in. And this is kind of nice because you can see down through this hole here how much you've got in there. Now there will get to be some suds from pouring it in here. You just can't keep that from happening. But we'll go ahead and fill the two containers up here and get back with you. So we can go ahead and cap that off. One jug full. Now in the end here, we'll put the cost of the materials for you if I can, because it's really cheap. I mean, ridiculously cheap. I can't even tell you. There's no way you could purchase a gallon of this for the price you're doing here. I mean, it's not even close. Not even slightly comparable. Now we can go ahead and seal up the lid, and we just set a potted plant on top of this. You can put it wherever you want. But these lids are nice because they got that rubber seal on them, and you can just close them up. And when you want to get back into them, just unscrew it and pull it off and dip it out again. But they are, like I said, they're kind of expensive for a lid, but I think they're worth it. It'd be good to use this lid for other things if you want to store even grain or things like that, if you're into that kind of stuff. But here's two full containers. Didn't hardly cost me a dime. And my wife, it took me a while to convince her into trying this stuff, but now she swears by it. It is designed with this formula that you can fill it half full of the formula and your jug half full of water, or the other half with water per se. It's supposed to be diluted down, so it's supposed to make 10 gallons, which we don't do that. I don't know. To be honest with you, I was slightly skeptical of the stuff in the first place, but now I'm definitely not, because I do construction and I get plenty dirty at work, and I have not had any problems getting stuff out of my clothes. It works perfect. Now we do have a water softener, and I'm sure that plays a little part in it, but like I was saying, we just use 3/4 of the cup that it comes with normally. And if you don't have any of these jugs, just maybe you can ask your friends that are pretty skeptical of using this formula too, if they have any. But anyway, that's just my thoughts on it. I hope you like it, and I hope you go ahead and take the dare, per se, and use it. Thanks for watching, guys.